morning, Rogersville. Let's get ready to waffle.
Oh, I like that.
I just got excited.
That's a perfect theme because I was going to invite people to come in randomly today and slap you.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that.
Are we going to start there?
Wax on, wax off.
There's so many topics that can be covered.
Anybody that wants to come in today and slap Will,
Whap!
slap him.
Oh,
try.
my God.
That was a great intro for that.
Well, thank you. Everybody been working on that for a while. So,
Chris Rock handled that real well.
Almost too well.
Oh, yeah.
Which gives way to the conspiracy theorists.
I don't think that was staged.
I don't either.
I don't think it was
the whole
staged.
they were kind of smirking after that. Well, that's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
Something just went. Your adrenaline's pumping.
But
Something's looking.
And you're on stage.
Okay.
And they know if you know anything as being an actor, it's the show goes on.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Chris Rock was a true actor right there, and
really
just kept going. I'm still smiling. Golly, that hurt.
That dude
that was
slapped
awkward.
me.
Where do we go now?
Chris Rock just smacked the out of me. It's like, okay. All right, Will Smith. Will Smith.
Yes.
Who, if you're going to pick an actor to make angry and have slap you, is probably not the one I would pick.
No, he's trained in things.
He's trained in things, as part of his...
Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
But
full volume boomer.
Anybody that's hit anybody or been hit would know that...
You slap me?
He did.
I don't slap people.
The slap is much better than a closed fist. There's a big difference.
Yeah, there would be a big difference.
I had to watch it a couple
times.
times.
Experienced either, but
I thought it was closed fist, and I thought Will Smith pulled out of the full-on punch, but it was, as you go back and watch in slow-mo, and I did, I'm sorry.
You analyzed
I know,
it.
I did, I totally did, because people kept saying slap, and I was like, he went in closed-fisted. It looked like he punched.
It may have opened at the last minute,
which
was just a little bit of...
I have a friend who I play at my old man soccer team. We've only had 2 fights in the 10-something years that I've been playing on this team. Right, not too bad, right?
Not bad. That's not bad.
It's not like a church volleyball league,
right? Exactly.
It's like every game devolves.
So this guy makes him angry, kicked him or something multiple times, and he goes up and he rears back like he's just gonna deck the guy. And as he's here, he thinks better of it and goes, slap. And it wasn't even a good slap. The consequences were the same. He got a red card. He was not only kicked out of that game, he was kicked out for the rest of the session.
He didn't break somebody's jaw.
And I was like, you kind of got cheated there, man.
You could have gone full slap.
Same consequences. Actually, probably not. A full punch might have been a lawsuit as well.
Yeah,
so that's right.
That's the kicker.
Which is another interesting conversation. People have said, should there be any repercussions?
I think he should have been charged with assault.
Yeah.
I think he should have been charged with assault.
Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Judge.
So clearly that's a misdemeanor assault under Missouri law. California, who knows?
Who knows? They don't even have laws anymore.
It can cause cancer.
And they said
Wild West.
Prop 47 warning on it, but I don't know what the number is, but in California they're like, well, Chris Rock declined to file charges, and so that's the end of it. But in Missouri we don't play that way.
I was going to say,
homie, don't play that.
Homie, don't play that.
The state of Missouri is the official victim.
I haven't heard that phrase in a long time.
You're welcome.
But the state's considered the victim of every crime, and so it's up to the state to decide whether or not they will or won't prosecute. So a victim, the true victim of a crime, like Chris Rock, can go, oh, I don't want to press charges, and the prosecutor goes, too bad. I mean, it's a crime. He offended the state of Missouri, the law. We all saw it. We're going to prosecute him. You don't have to participate, although technically they can subpoena him to testify, although they wouldn't have to because we got video.
Evidence, yeah.
But in Missouri, a prosecutor could just, and it may be that way in California too. And I'm not saying that Missouri prosecutors would not take into consideration of the victim's desires or wishes concerning that prosecution. But we see that as a prosecutor. When I was a prosecutor, we saw that all the time. Yeah. Domestic violence cases, and the victim's like, oh, I don't want to prosecute, I love him, I love her, whatever. Yeah, and you were like, no, we're prosecuting anyway because this is the 7th time we've been through this. So we're definitely prosecuting.
Yep.
Even if the victim didn't want us to.
Yeah.
So,
and there was the whole awkward, the laughter from Will Smith, like, oh My wife is upset.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't watching it, so I didn't.
Well,
see
I
all
didn't
of
watch it either. Did anybody watch it?
No,
No.
that's the only
Lord,
thing.
no.
people
And that
watch.
is the big reason why some people are saying this is all staged, because nobody watches the Oscars.
Well, and I just, it's like, I don't think it was
I don't think it was
I don't think it was
staged.
either, but I understand where people are coming
Sure.
from.
I do too. Well, you don't trust what you're seeing in front of you. You know what I mean?
That's
So I
true
get
enough,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
For sure. What a
time.
I gotta say good morning to Beth. Good
interesting
morning, Beth.
story. Sorry, Beth. We jumped straight into the
Straight in,
Hollywood
got
drama.
I got her comment on the screen, but we didn't acknowledge Beth. Like we
I'm just
normally
glad.
do, so.
Well, I guess my mom kind of slapped me one time when I was a kid, but I've never been slapped in like an aggressive way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never been hit except like in competition.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
never
I mean,
been.
We've never gotten.
No,
Never been in a fight, huh?
I've never
Or
been.
just never took a punch.
I
I don't think I've ever been in a fist fight,
I
kind of always wanted to.
Yeah.
I tried to start one time and they packed down, so I just
They backed down. You were just ready
I
for
was
it, huh?
ready for it. I was ready to take my licks. This is a long time ago, like high school guys, and it didn't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
you know, but I really, at the end of the day, it'd be awful.
My boys laugh all the time, like, the 80s movies, they make it sound like you guys just fought all the time. No, we had fights all the time.
There was
there
every
were,
week
yeah.
And they're
at school at
shocked
least
by
once.
it.
Yeah.
That was actually a part of culture. And so when I ask them
Well, I mean,
now,
you'd
like,
have-
you don't see that? And they're like, we've never seen a
Well,
fight.
I mean,
at
let's be
school.
honest. You know,
That's
the
so
right
interesting
fight,
to
the
me.
right place, the right time. Teachers would watch.
Yeah.
It had happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
mean-
were some wiser teachers that would go, this has been brewing a while. We just need to let this play out, and then we'll break it
break
up.
it up if it starts
but
getting,
we're gonna
like, serious.
it needs
Yeah,
to
it was pretty, especially girl fights. We tend to have some serious
Girl
girl
fights
fights.
are nasty.
in
We are not
Houston.
promoting fighting
No,
on the Waffle
don't
today.
fight.
Don't want to.
But we're just talking about how things have
Culture
changed.
has changed.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. Just like homie, don't play that.
Homie, don't play
Right?
that.
You don't say that anymore. Homie, don't pull your hair out in a girl fight. I always had too long a hair to get in a girl fight. And I
Yeah,
never had
that's
nails.
dangerous. You
so,
better
I
have
mean,
it pulled
it's super
back.
sketchy.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me, though, that because I don't have kids in high school yet, that this does not happen anymore.
No, well, how can you have a fight if you're always buried in your phone?
That's true.
Well, that's where the fights are.
What if
Well,
you
right.
throw
It's,
your-
it's online fighting,
Yeah.
and now it's smear campaigns.
Yep. Cancel culture.
I don't know. I don't know what's better or worse there. I don't know. I don't know.
We probably don't need to sort that out this morning.
No, I
that
can't. I
sounds
can't
good.
come up with that.
Is there anything happier going on in the world?
Holy Moses.
Oh,
So
Yes.
I'm,
apparently.
since I don't watch the news, sometimes I'm delayed on figuring things out. And I'm like scrolling through Facebook last night and I'm like, why is there going to be 500,000 people in Springfield this week?
oh, really?
And I'm like, what's happening? And then I'm like, okay, Bass Pro.
Oh, yes.
Step it up.
So they are, so it's the World's Fishing Fair. Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
At Bass Pro, at the mothership this weekend.
They've organized this thing in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Johnny was like, "Let's do this." And
So
they're-
is that
all
what
of his
happened?
employees are like,
Dude, there's 5 of us that work here.
"All right, Johnny, you want us to shut down Campbell?"
Yeah. Uh-huh. Did they really? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, where did this come from?
It's totally, and I'm not going to give away my source. But this has been
His source is Johnny Morris. It could be no one
well,
knows.
It might be. Yeah, 6 weeks. Guys,
Wow.
get it done.
They're projecting.
Hey, I want Luke Bryan.
Get Luke.
Get Luke.
Luke's like, I'm in.
Everybody loves Luke.
Luke, I'm in.
I'm in.
Coming to town.
Dirk Bentley's coming
Can I bring
too.
my girlfriend?
He's my fave. Whoa, Luke has a girlfriend? What? How do you know these things?
My wife watches The Voice.
Oh, okay. Okay. Or you mean you watch
Voice?
The Voice?
Well, yeah, because
While
it's
your wife
always
is
on.
watching it.
Why do you have your AirPods in? Because you're watching The Voice.
Oh my gosh. But no, they're expecting, and I can't, I tried to do the math on this last night and can't figure it out. They're expecting potentially $80 million in sales tax generated from this.
Interesting.
How? So
80 million.
So I did some math, and I'm like, so if
I did the maths.
yeah, so I looked up the sales. I got real into this last night, real late. So the sales tax rate for City of Springfield's like 2.125%, and I did the math, and it's like so many billion, and then if you divided it by 500,000 people, each person would have to spend $15,000. So I was like, wait, what?
Well, maybe it's the entire sales tax, and it's not just City of Springfield, but the
Maybe.
whole. So maybe you go with 8%.
8%.
But you're still looking at about $2,000 per person, which that might be.
That's feasible when you factor in like your
Hotels and
hotel
meals
food.
and
But I'm like,
gonna buy a boat while I'm there.
Fuel.
it depends on how many boats.
Gas.
Well, it depends on how many of like those wealthy people are going to show up and buy boats, like Luke Bryan.
I need a tracker.
I need a tractor. I'm going to buy a $100,000 boat today.
I'll start fishing every weekend.
Tracker, trailer, side by side. Get
So
the whole deal.
All the stuff my kids get on, and I'm like, hey, don't break it.
Yeah, don't touch that. When you're at Bass Pro as a kid, and your parents are like, "Get off the boat!
Get off
the boat!
Don't touch that.
Don't get on that pontoon boat. I'm on it. Get off of it.
Can I jump off of it?
I'm gonna
It's
go
not
hide.
water.
I'm gonna go hide in the camo racks. How many people did that as a kid?
Oh, yeah. The problem is when you hide in the camo rack, you're not camouflaged, so you stand out.
No,
you
you
do
stand
stand
out because
out.
you're not in the camo. You're internally in the
You got to get in the camo, then in the camo rack.
So they did.
Billy?
Did they throw
Billy?
this? Bass Pro. Every kid got lost in Bass Pro.
Well,
as
it's
a kid.
ginormous.
Yes.
It's pretty huge.
And there's
It's
animals.
A fun place.
It is fun. But yeah, so Springfield, I got to go into town today and get my stuff done. Get out of there. I can't.
Is that starting today?
It starts today.
Starts today.
Goodness me.
It starts today.
Hey, Shauna, can I come by today and you give me a B12 shot?
Who needs the juice?
Yeah. And I go. Juice is Friday, but I'll
You need to pick me up
get a B12 shot today, Shauna. If at Nourished.
at Nourished.
Yep.
Or
Nourish Wellness.
wonderful
Nourished.
Sponsor.
What about
It is
gas?
Kind of
Tom,
What about
that's
gas?
because they were talking. They were talking about the voice, and they're like, well, whatever.
Will lost all interest. He just walks away.
My mind wandered.
He's out on the Luke Bryant conversation.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, Luke. Oh, my gosh.
Like Cody Jinks and I've forgotten Sean Smith and Saints. That
Other
guy.
guy? I don't know.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't-
not
Whiskey
hip to the
Myers.
lingo.
I'm
I don't know.
not a country guy at all.
Okay, so
I like it all, but
okay,
it's-
Sean, I'll swing by. Thank you. Good.
There you go.
I
Do you want to set your appointment now? Do you want to get a time? You just drop it?
I surprise her.
Oh, okay.
I just
You just
show
show
up
up.
randomly.
Yeah.
You can pop in over there. It's good.
Let everybody know what time so they know they've got another option to come slap you.
Not with a needle in my arm.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know. Shauna may still have. I dropped some free LR T-shirts over at Shauna's place.
Those
a
are
while
cool
back.
T-shirts.
So yeah, I've got. They're in the truck. So if you want to,
I looked because I thought maybe you were wearing
No,
them.
it's similar.
if you want a free LR T-shirt and you see me around, just flag me down and say, "Hey, I want a T-shirt," and I'll give you a T-shirt. I'll give you a
dude.
free LR T-shirt.
Or pocket knife.
Yeah, I'll give you a pocket knife. I don't carry those with me, but I can give one.
Keep them away from TSA.
You don't carry at least one? You just
I should.
You can have my pocket
I
knife.
should, and I have, but I give them away. So.
I've been handing them out to people as they come in my office. I've only got one left.
Will's pocket knives?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I mean,
appreciate
why
it.
not? Here's some swag for my lawyer.
And I didn't have to pay for it. What's
Yeah.
that say? When your realtor leads with,
Here's my lawyer.
Yeah,
Here's a
I
knife
think about
from
that.
my lawyer.
Here's my lawyers.
we're real close.
We're real classy in this real estate office. Our bail bondsman T-shirts and there's some coffee supplied by the local casino.
Good
Would you like a hot coffee and a knife? I
love
did.
You're going to love this town.
I do.
So you know those moments in life where you have to reset yourself because you're about to just rage out. So do you know what Kenco is? Kenco is the company
Construction.
that comes around and they do fire inspections.
Yes,
yeah.
that's
They
right.
check your lights that come on above
Yeah.
your doors and they check your
Put the new tag on your
what is
fire
that where you
extinguishers.
spray fire extinguisher? Yeah.
Yeah. They got to do
So,
a yearly checkup on those.
Friday,
Which is such a scheme.
yeah.
It went bad after 12 months.
Yes.
Until you put that new tag on there.
Yes.
And now it's
yeah.
all good.
So Friday, I just paid my taxes, and I was in a great mood after I paid my taxes. And the Kenco guy walks in. He's super nice, and he starts checking the stuff. And I have several things in my building, several exit signs, and he's like keeps coming in my office and saying, "This one's broke. This one's broke." And I'm just like, "It is not the day, Kenco man." And so he
Listen here, Kenco.
he's like, "Do you guys have some power outages? This battery's fried," and he's like rattling it, and I'm like, "Oh!" And this is like the small business owner classic, right?
Yeah.
yeah. And so I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, "This is going to be $300, isn't it?" And he's like,
With every phrase he utters, you hear,
yeah, cha-ching, $30, $60, and I'm like, okay. So he goes out to, and I was just, I wanted to freak out, and I knew it wasn't his fault. And so instead I'm just like, do you want a cup of coffee?
Your choice. I could kill you or get you coffee. What do you want? Drink the coffee.
Dealer's choice.
He's like, yeah.
Give me the coffee. Give me the coffee.
I'll take it.
Give me 2.
And it did. It reset me, and I was able to process and write the check and hand it to him.
So it was the mind of Christ over you. Let me serve you.
Yes.
Let me serve
I like
you. I'm
that.
dying to
did.
self right now.
I thought
Let me
people
wash your
will
feet
be
too.
proud of me at this moment.
Yeah, that's good.
As I'm like shaking. And it was only $230.
Hey, there you go. You got a discount.
I can see the rage in your eyes, and he's just like, lady, I'm just doing my job here.
It's for you. We gave you some applause.
So next time you want to freak out, just offer someone a cup of coffee.
I'm glad you didn't go all Clark Griswoldy.
Pro tip.
Oh, it was right there. It was right there. I mean,
Where's the Tylenol? Oh, goodness me.
I like it.
Oh, wow.
Well, pro tip from Lauren Brook. Serve coffee.
just give him a cup of coffee.
Just grit your teeth and smile.
How'd you like a cup of coffee?
Do you like cream and sugar?
Oh, we don't play that.
Sugar.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, well, so
Well, I want to hear about your chocolate experience.
Oh
last
yeah.
night.
Well, it was fun.
this
So
cooking class chocolate? Or?
kind of, sorta. I went down with Kevin Lane and I. We went down to the American Culinary Federation Springfield Branson chapter monthly meeting at the Keeter Center. Which, if you've never eaten at the Keeter Center,
need to do
It's really great.
on
College
C of O,
of- C of O.
campus. It is a fantastic dining experience. But our meeting was down there. But before the meeting, we went back to their teaching kitchen, and we watched Chef Strickland. I think his name's Robert.
You can say whatever you
Bob.
want. We'll
We're
just
gonna call
believe
Bob.
it. We'll just nod.
Strickland, and
Chef
he
Bob.
did a bean to bar chocolate demonstration.
So interesting.
And so
Bean to bar.
Bean to bar. So he passed around this chocolate pod, and I took a picture and put it on Instagram of
Takes
me.
farm to
Looks
table
like an
to
alien
a whole
egg.
new level.
It does. It looks like kind of like an alien pod. Something's going to bust out of it. But
Yep.
you open this, and then the beans are in there, but they're kind of slimy apparently.
Ew.
And so you got to dry them
expected
out,
that.
and then you got to roast them in the shells, and then you got to put them in this thing that takes the shells off of them, so you get down to the nibs, but and you get the cocoa butter in there, and then you put them in this thing, and it turns them into a paste, and then you do the thing with the sugar, and you put them in the mold, and then you got chocolate. And you
Just like that.
Just like that.
quick.
just like that. And one thing that I did learn that I thought was interesting is he said this. He said, water is the enemy of chocolate. And so everything you do, you've got to keep water way away from
we
the
don't
chocolate.
play that.
It's like oxygen, air to coffee beans.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And so he,
interesting.
so when you make milk chocolate, you can't use whole milk because it contains water. So
cream.
Well, there's water. I mean, there's
In cream,
in any
yeah, well,
liquid,
it's
there's
water, yeah.
going to be some water in cream. But so you use actually milk powder.
Oh,
And so
it's
you
been
use
dehydrated.
you use a
Interesting.
milk powder with the chocolate powder. Essentially, they call it the liqueur, but it's basically just the nibs ground up to the extent that they're kind of a paste, and then you use a little cocoa butter in with that, which comes from the beans also, and then the milk. So he made 75% chocolate, and it was 700 grams of the ground nibs, 50 grams of cocoa butter, and 25 grams of sugar, and that was it.
That's where you get your 75%. The other 25 sugar.
Yeah.
Everything else
Yeah.
is made from the bean.
Yeah, and
Did
then
it
if
taste
you're
good?
going to make milk chocolate, then you figure that into your calculations well with your milk powder, and then he served it
So
out.
I mean,
and
did
was
it
good.
taste like way better than something you get on the store?
Yeah, and he did this one thing. This was really cool. He said, "Now, what did he do?" He said, "Oh, you know how when you make caramel out of condensed milk? Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you boil. If you take a condensed milk can and you don't open it and you put it in water and boil it, it'll turn to caramel. A kind of caramel. So he took his milk powder, and he roasted it.
I was gonna say you're gonna say roasted. Yep.
So it kind of caramelized, and he used that in his milk chocolate.
Interesting.
So he passed out this chocolate he made that way, and it had this little caramel hint to it, and it was like,
that kind of made me hungry.
It was good stuff.
Interesting.
So we had a lot of fun.
Sweetened condensed milk is a neat product that I don't think in America we use as much as they do in other countries.
Yeah, but
It's true.
But no, that was a lot of fun. We went down there, and we'll have another meeting next month, and it's open to anybody.
That's cool.
If you're interested, if you're a foodie, I'm a member, but I'm not a chef member. I'm an enthusiast member.
I'm enthusiastic about most foods.
Yeah, I am too. So.
Me too, but I'm more on the eating side of things, the end product versus the preparation side of things.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Very fair.
I mean, we all have to play our part.
That's true.
Somebody's got to clean up.
Just pulling my weight.
Somebody's got to handle the leftovers.
Yeah, and somebody's got to do the dishes.
Yep.
I'm out.
Dishes.
Yeah.
I do so many
When I said
dishes.
end product, that's not what I had in mind.
That's not what you had in mind?
No.
Yeah.
Ask Shayna. She's got that rage look in her eyes
You're
that Lauren was talking about right now.
Yeah, that's the way I feel
Have
about
some
mowing
coffee.
the yard.
Oh, I mowed the yard last night.
don't
Finally, all my neighbors are looking at me like, "Excuse me."
I'm looking at it like it's getting to be
I've done
time.
it twice now,
but I'm about to run out of young men, sons, to mow my
me
yard
too.
for me, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I've had 18 years of somebody to mow my yard for me, and
I
it's
kind
not
of
going
enjoy
away.
it though, if I'm being honest. I never feel like I have time, and I always feel rushed. But once I'm out there doing it,
I think I'm getting
something
there.
therapeutic about just being out there mowing.
I think I'm getting there, but I'm not. But I'll tell you
you're not
what,
there yet.
I'm never gonna want to trim. That is the worst.
Trimming is worse.
It is the worst.
Are you talking about weed
And the
eating?
older your
Yes.
back gets,
Yeah, it doesn't look
you know,
fun.
it's
You gotta
just-
get a weed eater.
Yep.
I
for sure.
I
I've
used
been
to
through
mow.
about 17 weed eaters. and
I
they
used to
all
mow.
suck.
I did a lot of jobs in high school. It's mainly just helping my parents and take care of all the stuff that they took care of. But one of them was mowing my dad's office with a push mower, and I always kind of liked doing it. It's good exercise, and it wasn't a huge yard. But see, I'm so short. I can't. I can't
Holding the handlebars up here like a chopper.
Yeah, I can't start a mower. I don't have the right leverage.
Oh, you don't have enough.
I can't get it
you
on
don't
the
have
back.
You don't have enough wingspan.
Yeah, seriously. So someone would have to drop me off in the mower and get it started for
Laura
me
with
and get
one
me
foot up
going.
here.
I can't. I cannot. I to this day cannot start a lawnmower. I don't have the right wingspan. I don't have the right angle. I can't do it. It is so silly. It's one of those stupid
funny.
things that's like being short. You don't think about. It's like I can't start anything. It just doesn't work. I did enjoy mowing my dad's yard at his office back in the day. It was fun.
Okay.
Jesse's got one of those fancy mowers though, and I don't know how to drive it, so he does all the mowing, which is a lot because we mow our house and then he mows the lots
All the
around
others,
our
yeah.
house.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Jesse.
He's not laughing.
He's like,
Jesse, you need some coffee?
yeah, would you like some coffee, babe?
I want to see Claire out there on like a zero turn, just doing about 15 miles an hour.
We don't mow the road, Clara.
Oh,
Skid marks.
We, to someone's recommendation, I can't talk. We got the game Taco. Oh, I'm gonna screw it up. It's called Taco Goat Cheese Pizza something. It's a card game, right, for kids.
Okay. All right.
And we tried to teach our children that last night.
We used to call that Candyland. It's made with tacos.
It's a card game where you flip. It's like a card game with spoons, except it's picture cards, right? So the cards have taco, cheese, goat, pizza, whatever on them, and you're flipping them, right? It's really fun. Any kid can play it. Trying to teach your kids a game though is the most stressful thing on the planet.
Goat doesn't beat cheese. Stop it. Goat makes cheese.
It's
Goat
goat.
makes cheese.
It's goat.
Not pizza.
It's a really
It's goat.
cute game though, so we're gonna try again tonight. But
Okay.
Clara, she was not on board last night.
That is just one of the funniest things you've just described. Like, we're going to have family game night.
It's gonna be
This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Not those cards. Put the cards down. We're done. I'm going to bed.
Isn't that so true though? You try to have these magic
We're going
family
on a
moments.
family vacation. Get in the car.
I hate everyone in here today, right now. I won't later, but I do now.
But the photos look like you had a great
Oh,
time.
yeah. It's all
We
about
just
the-
don't take photos.
All about the pictures.
Yeah, we just don't.
I've been meaning to ask Chris, what happened to your coffee mug?
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, I've got, this is from the SEND Network, the North American Mission Board.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It's just like your Yeti mug, but it just doesn't say Storytime
Doesn't
Coffee
say
on
do
it.
you
story
still
time.
have your story
I
one?
do, of course.
Yeah.
I just happened to grab this one thinking
Okay.
it was that one. Tuesday start early.
Yeah. They look kind of similar. Okay. Very good.
Both Yeti mugs. Yeah, I'm good. I haven't lost my mug.
Okay.
In fact, we had a church work day, on Saturday, and Joy took it upon herself to take pictures of my mug in all kinds of different random places that I would be drinking it, set it down, fix something, move something. And so she was having fun kind of chronicling me.
I love a good dig in and grab onto something and not let go of it thing. I love that.
Yeah, it was well played.
I love it.
And it was placed in some random spots.
Warning,
I
warning,
can see this. Warning,
Chris.
What
Our family does not play board games together. Too competitive.
Yeah, it's when the kids were little, and they're just as competitive as Shayna and I, because Shayna is very competitive as well.
Clara has something to show you today. It's in her diary.
Oh, that's
She'll
awesome.
probably forget. She was pretty insistent about it last night.
There you go, Shayna. Ask Clara so she doesn't forget, because you know it's going to be a great story.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a great moment.
Next week.
No,
Waffle.
we always had games end in tears. I mean, it was just one of those things. It's awesome. It's the Ballard way, because Ballards hate to lose. We do not lose well.
Well, yeah. Not bad.
I don't.
There you go.
Oh man. Oh
There
yeah.
you go. You got it.
Hope she'll be really sad if she forgets.
Speaking of Shayna
down.
Ballard and her awesome music teaching stuff, they've got their first grade music program this week.
Yay! Fun.
Which is awesome, because 2 years in a row that's been canceled. And so
I didn't have
that has been one of the highlights of Shayna's teaching job. She does an amazing job with getting a bunch of almost 200 first graders in sync on a stage doing everything that they're supposed to do. That's an act of God.
Yes,
it is.
somehow,
one of the things
off.
that we have needed to do around here is get the music concerts and programs on K-ROG.
Yeah, we do.
So would love to help somebody make that happen.
There you go.
If you've got a cell phone, we can get you on.
I'll let Shayna comment. I don't know what
if it's okay,
the school policy.
If it's
is on that
okay
sort of
to
thing.
do that,
'Cause I know some of the stuff they record and then they sell, and so I don't know what.
right.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, but we have
We'll put the Major League Baseball.
we have an ASCAP
disclaimer on
license for K-ROG,
Well, there you
so we can broadcast
That'd be cool.
music. We have a license to do that. So, if it's all cool, we'd love to
go.
serve the community in that way and get band concerts and choir concerts and music programs and all that stuff. Now, I know the musicals, they sell tickets and stuff, so we don't want to infringe on that. But I still think we could sell a live stream and give them the money for
there you
that,
go.
and we could do that.
That's
and
cool.
that might
all kinds of ideas.
all kinds of ideas.
The idea wheels are spinning.
Well, and what's neat is celebrating what these kids are doing.
No,
And 'cause we have
absolutely.
so much talent here in Rogersville, in the school system, and in the community.
And they
at
really
large.
haven't got a chance to show that off, right? Because the past couple years, we've been pretty limited on, especially for the little kids. Like, I think since Evie's been in school, I really haven't had a large event to go to because, she's the COVID kid of kindergarten, started kindergarten during COVID year. So
You think about how formative those moments are in your childhood too, and how sad that is that they haven't been able. I will always remember my 5th grade, and it wasn't even really the music teacher did it. All the teachers had us do this program every year, and we learned about the Constitution, and we learned about it was all about our history, and it was this. Every 5th grade class at Republic Elementary School did that, and. We get together for reunions, and we still talk about that.
really,
and
that's cool. We still talk about the
have-
kindergarten circus. I remember that.
Yeah, they didn't have that for 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of schools and Rogersville schools, next Tuesday is a big
Yes.
election.
Yeah.
So you've got school board candidates, you've got some local elections here for the city, but that no tax increase bond is coming
I
out.
still haven't watched that. I need to go back and watch
Yeah,
it. I
It's
heard
a
it was
really good
very
explanation.
helpful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can go back and hit the link like I'm going to later today. And
Yeah,
watch
it's
the
on K-ROG. We
explanation.
had Dr. Randall's in here yesterday. He and I talked about it, kind of got some information out there. And so if you have questions about it, whatever's going to happen, I'd encourage you to watch that. And I think one of the most important things that we covered was because some people had said, well, money's tight, inflation's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote against it, even though I love our schools, because I want my taxes to go down. And so we need everybody to understand that's not how this
And
works.
I had a stroke
Yeah.
the minute I heard that.
That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Your taxes won't go down
You're
if
getting to
this
decide
fails.
how they're used.
Yeah, you're really just
Yeah.
deciding
To a
how it's used. So the best way that I think we explained it was you've borrowed a pot of money, a loan, and you're making a regular payment on it.
They pay their loans off quicker traditionally.
Yes. And so this loan was paid down.
Yeah.
There's still probably 10 years of payment. So even if this failed, you wouldn't see a tax decrease for 10 years. And by then, we're going to need more money anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
it's
but that's
going to have to happen.
That's kind of irregardless. So we've got some equity in that loan, and we're just asking the voters, school, asking the voters, say, can we use that equity now? But regardless of how that election goes on Tuesday, tax rates won't change.
Yeah.
They won't go up.
You're not going to see a drop.
They won't go down.
For me, the most helpful part of seeing Dr. Randall's presentation was the chart of enrollment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it has been on this steady
very steady
incline. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just, except for the COVID year.
There was a weird drop.
There was a weird drop because some kids went to homeschool because parents didn't know. And then
they
immediately
realized that was terrifying.
It comes right back. Give me the coffee.
I mean, honestly, for me, and the school, they can't really advocate for or against. They just have to say this is what it is.
Yeah.
But I can, and I can say I can't fathom any reason to vote against this.
No, it's our. My point in saying that we need it with enrollment continuing to rise. Our buildings cannot handle the increase where they currently are.
Well, there's just a pot of money sitting out there that's basically frozen. We can't use it. Why not use it?
Yeah.
Why not use it? It won't change anything.
And I'm on the LR bond committee, and
I guess technically I am too.
We've been the group that's been.
Went to a meeting.
I have signs. I have some signs left. If anyone would like a sign, just message me your address and I'll go drop it off. We have signs, and there's postcards and stuff going out. But so I've spent some time. Kind of a lot the past couple of weeks on this specifically to make sure that the appropriate information is going out there. So I always hate it when you hear something that's not accurate, because you're just like, whoa, that's not exactly true. So I really appreciated him coming on and talking about that. And at the end of the day, I feel like Rogersville supports their schools, and they'll continue to do that. And I think Tuesday is going to be, I hope, a positive day for the schools.
Yeah, me too.
And Rich wrapped up his candidate interviews after we talked about it Tuesday. I didn't realize he was going to do 2 that day, and he interviewed Janie and Jeff and Corey over this past week. And
all for alderman.
Let's see. Corey and Victor is the only opposed race for Alderman 1, and then Jeff and Janie and Jack are running unopposed. And so go back and watch those interviews. And
then we have the school board will be voted on that same day.
Yeah, and there's 3 school board candidates. And
is there a candidate forum for school board coming up? PTA does that?
PTA did it.
Did it?
We did it. I think it was last week.
I was thinking we were going to get that live stream. Did we not? I guess we didn't get that done.
I could share it to the K-ROG page.
Oh, okay.
I shared it we went live from the PTA page, and I could share it on the K-ROG page. Because it's got the bond presentation, and then it's got the candidate interviews.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be really helpful.
They all set up talk. It was good. I learned about them. I was the cameraman, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Because I was working a very important real estate deal that night, and I got the camera, which was right in front of the audience, right where I wanted it on the TV of the presentation, and then JR's blowing up my phone. He's like, "Call me, and I'm like, what do I do? So,
I need to close this.
It was like, you have a deadline this evening. Someone else is showing the house. They might write an offer. You could really screw up if you can't communicate with your client at this exact moment. It wasn't stressful at all.
No.
And so I'm standing there filming in a weird position.
With your phone.
With my phone on a tripod. And I'm like, Karma's because Karma's PTA president.
Give me your phone. Give me your phone.
You need to come here, and my phone is filming, so I can't use it.
Right.
And I'm like signaling, and so I'm like, and Dr. Randall's is trying to present, and we had to keep my phone at an angle to have it right.
What now?
The movie
Three Amigos. I love that movie.
Great.
And so Karma runs up and grabs phone. I'm like, Candace, give me your phone. I'm gonna take Candace's phone and go call JR.
That's
and I'm sure everyone there was just like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
And that was the day Lauren got a second phone.
Yes. That's the day I got a burner phone.
I'm like, realistically, Lauren, we need to we'll get you use it. We got this great equipment, and we can set that stuff up for those events.
I know. But I mean, honestly, the camera on phones is so good. Sometimes it's hard.
And it's right there.
And
it's easy. You don't have to go check it out of the K-ROG office.
Yes. Yep. So anyway, it
Scan the barcodes.
Classic realtor moment where you're just like, I just need an hour of my phone not to ring. And your phone's like, ringing, answer your phone. There's about to be a tragedy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it worked out great for my clients too. So
that's good. So it's a happy ending all around.
There might be 15 people that think I'm completely nuts that were at that meeting.
There's more than 15.
And they may not be wrong, right? I mean,
they may not be. I am a little nuts in a good way.
But it makes for good TV.
Yes,
so that's right. So somebody said that one time. It said, "Good TV is knowing where the line is and just stepping over it every time."
It's full circle back to Will Smith and Chris Rock.
That's right. It sure is.
I want to give a
because your actors have to be a little bit nuts, right?
Oh yeah,
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
I hope everybody knows
totally
they're all
have
insane.
To be crazy. Yeah.
They're all insane.
Yeah, because you can't.
And if you ever think they're not, just wait. They'll prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll prove it. I want to give a quick shout out to Dwayne Little, the pastor over at Rogersville Assembly.
Yeah,
he's such a good dude.
Oh
He's
my gosh, he is a peach.
Yep.
He had me and Keith Klaus and a guy named Andy, who I'm forgetting the name of the organization. It's not a Christian fraternity at MSU. Chi Alpha.
Chi Alpha. Yeah,
Andy
it's a Christian
from Chi
club.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Yes, my mind blanked, and he said Chi Alpha 40 times, and I still couldn't get it.
Those are Greek letters.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was Greek. I'm a tridelt. I should know these things. There's reasons I don't, though. College is blank. There it is.
It's Cairo, but
there you go. So Dwayne invited me and Keith and Andy to be a panel at his service on Sunday. And we came. Yeah, it was such a good idea. And we just came up and we talked about what's going on as community people and our organizations and what we're doing to his congregation. Mm-hmm. It was cool. It was really fun.
Yeah, very cool.
Dwayne's a good guy.
He is a good dude. And that's one of the things that he and I, we just enjoy talking because he has come into that church and said, we want to be involved in the community. And I love that.
Yeah, and I just wanted to give a shout out to him. It was really fun, and I think the congregation really liked it, and the panel really liked it, and it was a cool thing to do. And sometimes you get kind of closed off and thinking like, well, we've got our goals, and you kind of forget sometimes you need to see what's going on in the community, see what's happening. It was cool.
Do it together.
Fun.
Awesome. All right. Anything coming up this weekend we need to know about? Probably not.
What is going on
I think, I think, actually, I do want to talk about this. I believe Sunday is the Wildcat Blast. And so this is the Trap Team fundraising shoot.
Cool.
And so it'll be down at Ozark Shooters, which is, on the way to Branson. But yeah, you can get your team together and you can go down there and bust some clays and raise some money and have fun. We do the, I've shot in it 3 or 4 years. You do their, it's called sporting clays. So if you're not familiar with sporting clays, it's like
versus trap. It's different.
Versus trap versus skeet. They're all different. So sporting clays is like the golf of shooting. So you've got like 10 different stations, and they'll throw the clays in different configurations, and you try to shoot them.
Oh,
and
that's fun.
I'm pretty terrible at it, to be honest.
I'd be awful
but I
at that.
shoot anyway, and it's okay. It's fun. But there's this one down there that's like freaking impossible. It's like the geese fly over. And so the trap is like way behind you, and it throws the clays like from behind you way up and then drops, and you're like, trying to shoot them. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great people down there. We have a good time. It helps the trap team pay for their expenses because trap's not cheap.
No.
Especially now that we're buying ammo.
Oh,
so we're buying flats and flats and flats of 12 gauge, and we travel. We have to travel to the events, and honestly, all the shooters pay for all their own expenses. So this stuff pays for like their practice clays, and stuff like that, and their entry fees. I think that's all it really covers. But if you like to shoot, get your team together. You don't even have to have a team. You can just come down and say, "Hey, I want to shoot." They'll put you on a team. But I'm sure information about that is available.
That's cool.
Out there. There's a Wildcat Trap Facebook page, and so there's some information on there, I'm sure. And we've shared some of their stuff on K-ROG, so there's a path to get there. So that's something coming up this weekend.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be events like that we're talking about, and I just think we're in that weird spot of spring where everybody's not ready to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm holding on for dear life. I've got 2 seniors that are about to graduate, and I'm like,
you're kind of busy.
it's we're on the march to May to Get these two out the door.
We are planning
Get outta
our
here.
last round of some college visits for our youngest, and so we'll be making those journeys this spring, this summer. And then
Whoa.
You just lost your mic.
I lost my mic.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm glad we
out on me.
finally hit that. We're done with that. We finally decided, and
Finally
we're
decided?
good. And
Yeah,
Good.
you got a daughter coming up. So
well, right. I just mean with the two. So yeah.
That's good. But
There's
all
a PTA event coming up end of April. Be a family picnic.
Oh,
gonna
I
be
did.
fun.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
We'll start talking about it more as we get a little closer.
What's-
So
what's
it's still
going
about a
on.
month off. So I'm excited.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We're glad you hung with us today, all
Yeah.
of our faithful folks. And if you watch us later, that's fine too. If you need anything, drop us in the comments.
Find Will, slap him later today. Whatever you want to do.
You can try.
I wouldn't slap Will.
Well, wait till he has an IV in his arm.
That's a good point. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.